Henry was the best striker for me in the Premier League.
Could be Michael Jordan of football.
Yes, he had everything.
Maybe the Frenchman with just a little sharper turn of pace. Henry! Oh!
Looking up to him, shoulders back, his smile, even his haircut. Remember his haircut? High top.
Biggest talent ever maybe in football.
In Champions League he was exceptional, scoring goals.
So special in every way. He doesn't really have weaknesses in his game.
Thierry Henry, record breaker, history maker.
Arsenal's record goal scorer.
Henry.
Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry.
How good was Thierry Henry? Many football legends and teammates have spoken about Thierry Henry with deep respect. Not just because of his goals, but because of the way he understood the game. His intelligence, movement, and creativity made him a player admired even by the greatest names in football.
Henry for me was a total game changer at the time. Playing in that era, I was looking at him thinking, if I want to be the best, if I want to win the Golden Boot, how am I ever going to compete with that? He's just bigger, faster, more skillful. He was everything. Whereas a lot of the other players on there, were amazing players, don't get me wrong, but you always felt, well, yeah, I can score the goal he scored, or I could. Thierry Henry, you just couldn't match.
Henry was the best striker for me in the Premier League.
Was he?
Yeah, for me.
Go on, why?
Drifts all over the pitch. Love that out on the left wing. You can't go out there. When he comes inside, gets ahead of steam, he's dribbling. That's a problem for you. You know what I mean? Could run in behind you, skillful, strong. He had everything. He was the one player, the one striker that I felt that could embarrass me if I have an off day. Other than that, I didn't really feel like that.
Beautiful balance, and he's got the cross in, and Henry has taken it down and scored a blunder.
Watching Thierry Henry on the pitch always felt different. He played with a rare mix of confidence and elegance. Every touch looked smooth, every run looked effortless, as if he always knew exactly what the next move should be.
Thierry Henry from 2002 to 2004, when I went to play against him, I was only thinking about him, and it affected my game. And one of the most embarrassed I've been on a football pitch was the goal Liverpool conceded at Highbury, where Thierry Henry goes on a run and I sort of fall over and cower. And I'm that embarrassed because it's not me, it's not my way of thinking. But it was Thierry Henry effect. And what he's doing is, he's making defenders not think, can I stop him playing well? Can I stop him scoring? No, defenders are going into games thinking, don't embarrass me. And that's what I used to feel against Thierry Henry. If he scored, or he did okay, as long as he didn't embarrass me.
Yeah, Thierry, I think, together with Lionel Messi, they are the two players that I felt much stronger when I was on a football pitch. As a man with me, I would say he's at the same level of Patrick. With me, zero doubts that Thierry helped me so much in my career when I was younger. And every time he used to catch me, for 5 minutes, I said, you have 2 minutes, and it ended up like being 3 hours. So after, when I was leaving the hotel sometimes to do something, I was looking from the elevator side, to see if he was around. And then I was leaving, sometimes I couldn't stop, otherwise I knew that I was not gonna get wherever I had to go.
For me, Thierry Henry have something, and I always talk about Thierry about that, because he was a player who, if he had to feed him, it was great, but if he doesn't have the pass, he was able to get the ball, dribble 2-3 players and score.
Henry. Again, Almeida couldn't stay with him, and Henry scored a terrific goal. His first as an Arsenal player.
What truly separated Thierry Henry from many players of his era was his vision. He could read the game faster than most defenders could react. That awareness allowed him not only to score, but also to create chances and to control the rhythm of attacks.
He brought so much to the Premier League, didn't he? He did bring that flair, he brought that pace, skill. I think everything you need as a top-class forward he sort of brought, but he had his own unique style, which was amazing.
The biggest talent ever maybe in football. Had everything you dream to have when you're a football player. Highly intelligent, analyzes very quickly, great pace, great power, great jump. He used only 50% of his jumping power to score goals because he could have been a tremendous header of the ball. He didn't fancy it too much, but he had aspects in his game that he didn't explore completely, you know. Still, in the modern game, what he did is just amazing.
Very quick, strong, unpredictable, use both feet, strong, powerful, lightning.
There was a unique style in the way Thierry Henry moved across the field. Speed, balance, and technique worked together perfectly. It wasn't just about winning, it was about playing the game with beauty and intelligence.
One player that you were frightened of?
Henry, you would know, mate. He was so quick.
Honestly, I'm still terrified of him now.
He was the best by far, and he had everything. His movement, go short, go in behind, right and left foot. He was incredible. But literally the night before games, he would be the one player in my career that I thought...
You know, physically, he was so gifted. Because not often you see players that are that big and that can run, it's got skills, that can finish. But I just felt like he was just completely different to anything I'd seen before. I remember saying to him, like, can I have your shirt after the game? You know, you're a young player. The game finished, and we went back into the change room. So I sat there and thought, he's forgot. Remember, there was a knock on the door, and he came in, actually gave me a shirt, like, wrote a long message, and I was like, wow, that was unbelievable. So, yeah, good guy in that. But just completely just different to what I've seen before. I just feel like he had everything. Probably the best player that we've seen in the Premier League, in my opinion.
Overdid that. Now here's a situation that Thierry Henry could exploit against Chris Berry. It's the classic 1 against 1, and Henry's beaten him, and Henry has scored! Oh yes! 2-0 to Arsenal.
Well, I trained against him every day. Thierry Henry was just quite incredible. An Olympic sprinter, not wearing spikes, but with football boots on. He was just, honestly, and in 2003, 2004, he just became like an animal on the pitch, so driven. Were great players who had really big careers.
The best and the fastest thing you've ever seen, so powerful. There was one day, right, this is one of my favourite ever Thierry stories. He was the nicest guy in the world, by the way. He would look after every youth team player like they were like his kids.
Oh.
Like, he was obviously the front cover of like Pro Evo. He'd come in that day, like 30 Pro Evos just chucked on the dressing room floor, and PSPs, he'd like, here you go.
For many fans around the world, Thierry Henry represented more than just a striker. He represented a generation of football built on skill, creativity, and confidence. A player who could change the game in a single moment.
Possessed by Thierry Henry. That's Adebayor. Oh, good touch from Emmanuel Adebayor. Thierry Henry scores! What a magnificent goal!
I think I heard you mention him, that he could be Michael Jordan of football.
Yes, he had everything.
It's funny because there was times you'd watch Arsenal and then we're getting in a game and people are holding us out, and then Thierry would have like 5-10 minutes of his best and the game is over.
Yeah.
Over.
You know, a lot of people talk about Ronaldo, the Brazilian.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree when the people say he's one of the best strikers, but this guy, for me, is like Ronaldo.
Yeah?
Yeah, for everything. He have everything. It's for me. It was a perfect striker. Left, right, strong, quick, and with the ball. And he scored a lot of goals.
Arsenal were catching us up. We looked at Henry, he was outside left in Monaco. The big change that made Arsenal was reinventing Henry, and the goals, I mean, it was fantastic.
What made Thierry Henry truly special was his composure under pressure. In the biggest moments, when the game demanded brilliance, he delivered with confidence and precision. A player who always seemed one step ahead of everyone else.
Henry!
Looking up to him, shoulders back, his smile, even his haircut. Remember his haircut? High top.
It wasn't the thing that struck me back then. It was more, it's more his talent.
No, but first, you look at the appearance, don't you? And then you move on to the football. And he used to have his long socks above his knees, his boots, the vapors.
Thierry Henry deserves it like 10 times because I think he was fantastic in the Premier League, but also with the national team, and in Champions League he was exceptional, scoring goals, winning games on his own and for his team. And I mean, we're talking about Thierry Henry. I don't know if there's anything more to say.
He's special in every way. He doesn't really have weaknesses in his game. He makes it look so easy. He can create goals, he can score goals. He's got the pace, he's got the strength, and then he's got his skills as well. And to come across a player like him, I think you can only do that once in every 100 years maybe.
Someone, instead of someone that inspired me. So when I went to the Premier League, played against Arsenal, I always wanted to do well, to show him that, hey, TT, I'm here, you know, like there's another striker that you inspired who's here.
Play it in. Henry!